No, from now on, we're going on Craigslist. We're hiring clowns.
So what should I look for in a mover?
Well, before you start engaging, if you have any referrals, that's always a good place to start. If you don't, ask some friends who've been through an office move before or people you know who might have done an office move in the past.
Well, I don't have any referrals or friends. Now what?
Well, first off, that's very sad. But just like anything else, the search has to start somewhere. You can look online with the usual suspects like Google, Yelp, Angie's List, and BBB, that sort of thing, but never Craigslist. Never Craigslist. You see an office, a moving truck driving down the road, or one of your neighbors is moving out, start taking a list and vetting these clowns.
What about online reviews? Are they even reliable?
Well, yes and no. I mean, good reviews are a start. Definitely a lot of bad reviews with a common thread or something to take note of. That means there might be something going on behind the scenes with these companies. But even 5 stars doesn't mean that a particular moving company is necessarily for you. So when you're looking for companies, picking a few that have good reviews off a couple of different platforms, that's a great way to narrow down your shortlist.
So I have 3 movers I want to call. Now what?
Well, they need to answer the phone. They need to get back to you quickly. Once on the phone, are they listening to you? Are they engaging? You want to have a single point of contact that you can work with as you begin to plan the move. Communication and responsiveness says a lot. If they can't communicate quickly and well when they're trying to sell you on the move, how responsive do you think they're going to be when they've got your signed contract? So there are a lot of questions you can ask. Off the bat, you may want to ask, before you explain your whole situation, what kind of moving do you specialize in? See what they say. How do they answer that question? There are movers out there trying to do it all, residential, commercial, industrial, and while some of the bigger organizations that are more established can pull this off, there's many out there that aren't great at it. If you're looking for someone to move your office, you want to steer clear of primarily household movers that are claiming to also do office moving, and vice versa. These are 2 entirely different animals.
Well, how do I narrow it down from here?
Well, two great questions will help you narrow down your movers if you have already done some of your own homework. If you know your schedule, you can ask them if they're available during those dates. This keeps you from spinning your wheels talking to people who can't help you when you need them. Another great one is to ask how much insurance they carry. Ask for a copy of their insurance certificate. See what they say. This is a great test for a couple of reasons. A commercial mover will be ready to answer this question or send you a certificate. You're going to need this info anyway because the building is going to want it. As a bonus, this is a great way to gauge their willingness to work on the project. Again, how fast do they respond? Do they seem annoyed by the question or unsure of what you're asking for? It's not a good sign.
Okay, so I've narrowed it down to 2 or 3 movers. Now what?
At this point, give them a quick rundown of your situation and let them know you're looking for a quote. This is somewhat obvious, but it's a very good next step because here you want to see how they respond. If you're going to be moving a whole office or your facility, most commercial movers will want to come out and site visit the project before they give you a quote. This is an important step. It gives them a chance to see your actual conditions of the move. What questions do they ask when they're on site? A good mover is going to ask meaningful questions. They might bring up questions you haven't thought of yet. The questions they ask are going to determine the quality of the proposal that they're able to send back.
What kind of questions should they ask on their walkthrough?
So you're looking for 2 types of questions. They should be asking about logistics, things like what's the path in and out of the building? Does the building have a dock? Can you move during the day? These types of questions allow them to determine the resources they're going to need for the move. Without this kind of info, how can they possibly give you an accurate proposal? They should also be asking about the level of service you need. Things like, do you need help packing? Do you need help with your server room, hanging pictures on the wall? That sort of thing. If they're not asking these kinds of questions, you're liable to get back a quote that's incomplete or end up with a quote where you think something's included and you end up finding out it's not.
What else should I ask?
What else should you ask? So a couple of great questions to ask during the walkthroughs are these 2. What happens if I need to reschedule? And what is your policy on extra charges? So on the face of it, these questions are going to tell you about their scheduling and their pricing policies. But beyond that, you're going to be able to get a feel of how clear, upfront, and professional they are when they're handling changes. Moving involves changes and unknowns sometimes. Does their answer inspire confidence or does it make you think twice? Okay guys, so these are some of the common questions and vetting steps you might take when you're looking for movers. We're going to be diving into this topic more in future videos. If you like this video, please subscribe and like it below. Thank you guys. No, but Sam, think about it. Imagine how much stuff they could fit in that little car.